within that whole number, the majority is 270. The votes for President of the United States are as follows. Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 312 votes.
Yeah, buddy, is done, certified. Consider the next, 5 to 10 minutes deeply therapeutic for me. Kamala Harris was just forced to preside over her own loss and certify the results of Donald Trump's victory. And she's all about firsts and historic, right? She's actually the first minority woman to ever preside over her own loss, too. Interesting. Add that to her book. But I thought that Donald Trump wasn't eligible to be president, right, Jamie Raskin?
So it's going to be up to us on January 6, 2025 to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified, and then we need bodyguards for everybody.
There was actually one objection for every woman who beat Donald Trump in a presidential election. Oh, wait. Oh, there wasn't even one objection. I thought at least we would have had the brain trust of Maxine Waters, Jasmine Crockett, AOC, someone. Nope. It was that much of a resounding victory. Yeah, weird. If only the 80-something million that showed up to vote for Biden had turned out this time, right? But the virtue signaling, any attempt Kamala Harris was to try to save face was hilarious. She released this video trying to show us how virtuous she really is.
Today at the United States Capitol, I will perform my constitutional duty as Vice President of the United States to certify the results of the 2024 election. This duty is a sacred obligation.
Right. She is doing this out of virtue because she's so just, right? Yeah, sure. She has to, because her entire drumbeat for the last 4 years was anyone who denied the results of any election was somehow a domestic terrorist and should be completely removed from polite society. Look at her. All right. That look that she has on her face brings me probably the most joy in the world. This woman stood there and told you and me and anyone who thinks just like us that we're terrible, no good, racist, homophobic bigots, and that talking point didn't go her way in this last election. She still believes it. And because you got shellacked so badly in November, you have totally lost any moral high ground to oppose it. You have no legal ground either. Also because in 2022, your party and majority passed a bill called the Electoral Reform Act and Presidential Transition Improvement Act of 2022. This little tidbit right here, I think, is the only thing forcing her to not pitch a fit all over having to certify the election of her own loss. Little section that states, specifies that the role of the vice president during the joint session shall be ministerial in nature, meaning she can't object. So her little video that she put out before this is such a joke. Also raises the objection threshold in Congress to at least 1/5 of the duly sworn and sworn members of both the House of Representatives and the Senate. Look, am I spiking the football about here? You bet I am, because what do I say every day? Make them live by their own rules. But the fact that they passed a law to clarify it meant that in 2020, there was maybe some gray area around it. They clarified it in the law of what Trump was asking Pence. And seeing how they had to drop all the J6 cases together on Trump and that no one actually was charged anywhere with insurrection at all means that it was not the worst attack on democracy since the Civil War, even though they keep saying that wall to wall today on every network they can get on. In fact, one could argue that in 1983, the attack on our Capitol, where radical leftists bombed the Capitol, that was worse. And their leader, Susan Rosenberg, the leader had her sentence commuted by Bill Clinton, a Democrat. And she went on to sit on the board of BLM. No wonder we had $2 billion in damage from that group. No moment of silence at the Capitol for that one. And then, as VP candidate, Kamala Harris, oh, that's right, she raised a bunch of money to bail out those same BLM protesters who burnt down cities. Weird. And then she had to stand and certify this election today. It's bittersweet for her. The DOJ, though, is preparing to charge another, as of today, another 200 people 4 years later. And you still haven't charged these people? Let it go, guys. This is proof that this was about destroying people who supported Trump. The DOJ is literally terrorizing people. 60 of those 200 people that are pending charges right now, they want to charge with assaulting police officers. You would be hard-pressed. I mean, look at that footage right there. You'd be hard-pressed to find 100 people that were even violent at all. They're walking between the velvet ropes. They didn't even go outside of that. Not even the lectern guy who stole the podium did that. But 1,583 people have faced federal charges over the last 4 years, some with extended prison sentences that were held without a trial. Trump has said he's going to pardon every single one of them anyway, so I don't know why they would even go forward with this unless it's a vendetta. Imagine that. And the fact that we're still talking about it means that the left has learned nothing and they have nothing else to do or nothing else to go on. And that was their talking point for 4 years, and America rejected it. Even the courts rejected it, and now Trump is back. But two things got to happen simultaneously here. Okay, all the ceremony stuff is over. The new 53-seat majority Senate must confirm Trump's cabinet. And any Republican who voted for a single nominee for Biden needs to check their attitude and their virtue at the door and give Trump his people. And two, now the new Congress is in session, they got to get to work. I said this the other night. They got 14 days to have bills written, negotiated, and passed for him to sign on day one. And the things they promised, like all the things that they sent flyers to us, we donated money, we knocked on doors, we put bumper stickers on our car and signs in our lawn for. They promised us massive cuts, parental rights, school choice, national recovery, balanced budget, undo all this woke garbage. Let's go, guys. Start banging out single-issue bills. Look, Democrats didn't even bother to talk to Republicans when they're in the majority. And Republicans have the trifecta now. It's our turn. You guys don't need to have a single conversation with a Democrat for the next 2 years. I could care less about bipartisan spirit. Yes, you do need 60 votes in the Senate for a spending bill, but who cares? Let them be the reason it shuts down. Put it on their plate. Win the PR war. If these people haven't learned this so far, there are about 14 days until their primaries start. So here's to you, America. We just averted the fall of the free world.
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weekday on Newsmax.